At least 11.9 billion naira of public funds was carted away from the Kwara State Treasury between 2011 and 2019 without lawful tie to any project, a forensic audit report has revealed. Details of this coming shortly. My name is ADS. Now let's get to this. Monies totaling in billions have been discovered to be missing from the coffers of the federal and state governments in this country. No single person has been made to face the wrath of the law. The news spreads for a while and dies off almost immediately. Some persons that have been named in connection to these missing monies are enjoying bail. At the end of the day, nothing will ever be heard about them again. This is not in any way deterring others from stealing public funds. Since nothing serious happens to those that have stolen in the past, then every other person will keep stealing. How long do we continue like this? This time, the lens of the camera is on Kwara State. 11.9 billion naira missing between the period of 2011 to 2019 under the watch of the immediate past government led by the PDP's Abdul Fattah Ahmed. The audit report carried out by a firm known as SSAC and Professionals and commissioned by the state government had it that 2 billion naira cash withdrawal not tied to any project or official expenditure was made within 8 days in February 2019, 1 month to the general election. According to a partner at SSAC and Professionals, Anthony Inyomong, the report is in 2 volumes covering internally generated revenue, IGR capital receipts, internal and external loans, recurrent and overhead expenditures, personal costs, that's salaries and wages, capital expenditure, assets disposed, Kwara State Internal Revenue Service, KIRS, Infrastructural Fund Kwara, IFK, Harmony Holdings Limited, among others. In the words of Anthony Inyomong, he said, "A few highlights of our findings may be necessary for the record. Our forensic audit revealed a colossal pilfering of 11,981,268,709 naira, which we recommended should be recovered to the public coffers. Similarly, we recommended to the state government to prosecute certain officers and companies in addition to claiming exemplary damages on transactions totaling 6,023,358,444 naira, among other key findings. This is especially so in the cases of firms that we observed were paid huge public funds without any evidence of work done on the record. In one instance, records showed that a firm that was incorporated at the Corporate Affairs Commission, CACC, on June 14, 2016, was paid by the state government for a contract it purportedly executed for the state in April of the same year. It became apparent that this was a preconceived attempt to defraud the state. Let's hear Attorney Inyomong speak on this. Watch.
Our forensic audits revealed a colossal pilfering of about 11.9 billion naira, which we recommended should be recovered to the public coffer. A firm that was incorporated at the Corporate Affairs Commission on the 14th of June 2016 was paid by the state government for a contract it purportedly executed for the state in April of the same year. It became apparent that this was a preconceived attempt to defraud the state government.
This is truly a dent on the People's Democratic Party, being that this revelation came on board just few days to the opening of the presidential campaign by the Independent National Electoral Commission, INEC. How did Governor Abdurrahman Abdulrazak, the sitting governor of Kwara State, react to the audit report by SSAC and Professionals? In his words, he said, "We thank you for the robust work. It confirms what we have been saying all along. We also saw that it has taken a bit of time, and I know that there were certain deliberate efforts to obstruct your work. That was why it has taken some time, because you have made certain complaints about that, and we try to push those that were supposed to open the doors to make the doors easy for you. Your report, like others, will help us to steadily put the states in the right direction to deepen transparency and accountability. We will go through the report fully and look into your recommendations. Few things you said are mind-boggling, especially withdrawing cash of over 2 billion naira a month to the election and all sorts of infractions that took place. Certainly, we shall progress from there and do the needful. Now, hear the governor in person. Watch.
Your report will help us put the state in the right direction to deepen transparency and accountability. We will go through the report fully and abide by your recommendation.
Also, remember that in 2021, the Economic and Financial Crime Commission, EFCC, took into custody the immediate past governor of the state, Abdul Fattah Ahmed, over 9 billion naira that was alleged missing during his time as governor. He was later released on bail after 2 nights in detention. Reacting to the 11.9 billion naira public funds that allegedly got missing under his watch, ex-governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed, in a statement signed by his spokesperson Wahab Oba, said the forensic audit report is politically motivated. He said all the expenditures covering his 2 terms as governor were appropriated with due process. In his words, he said, the allegations are preposterous, naive, unspecific, and generally unfounded. Every expenditure during the period under review was properly appropriated and followed due process. If there were infractions as alleged, there are laid down procedures for corrections. He further said, since we left office more than 3 years ago, the accounts have been properly audited by various auditing agencies and had been certified. Any query now, 6 months to the election, on the legality or otherwise of the expenditure are an afterthought and politically motivated. Rather than search for what is not lost or embark on a political vendetta, this government should account for more than 3 trillion naira accruing to it in the last 3 years without commensurate infrastructural development. Then he concluded by saying, the governor should tell Kwarans when last he held a state executive council meeting to appropriate various contracts and other expenditures. This is getting interesting. Could this be a case of witch hunting, or the audit report is actually correct? This is election time and anything is possible. Again, if ex-governor Abdul Fattah Ahmed is of the APC, will this revelation be made open to the public, or will it be a case of your sins are forgiven, go and sin no more? Whatever be the case, the bottom line is that money belonging to Kwara people, totaling in billions, is missing. Who is responsible? This money should be found and persons involved prosecuted if we are truly a sincere nation. In all of this, I need not remind you to get your PVC ready for the coming general elections. This country needs to be salvaged, and it begins with you. It begins with me. I will see you again.